Totally.
We are late.
Hey, sorry we're late, you guys. We got distracted by shiny things. So
Yes.
anyway, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I'm sorry, my hair is all gross. I just took a shower. I spent all day in my garden, and
Nice.
I get to get my hair done on Thursday. I'm very excited.
Lucky
But I'm
dog.
just like, screw it. I'm not doing anything. So here I am. Hi, everybody.
Mom was
I'm so comfortable with the internet that I don't feel that I have to. This is what you get.
I got to try. Mom had some interesting commentary about your hair the other day. Would you like to hear it?
Oh God. Yes. What did Cynthia have to say about me?
No, she just said that you have the look of both Avis and Susie, because you have the salt and pepper like Susie did, but you have the white like Avis did. So I like,
Oh.
hey, there you go. So no, she didn't say anything mean about your hair. She just said that you have
Oh, okay.
that's all.
Great. My mom's telling me how do I look again. All right.
So I did give Mom the ability to watch this because she doesn't have a Facebook account, which is good. But she is on YouTube, so she has been watching the reruns on YouTube. So we promise not to be mean to you, Mom. And besides, you have to come out and teach us all how to make pie. That's later if I ever get to come and visit Michigan. So
right.
So wait, we've got a comment already. Gina Caselli. Hey, it's Gina Caselli. She says, hey. So it's like, hey, Gina. So because it's Friday and because it's happy hour, Friday afternoon club, our featured drink today is the Cuba Libre. Ooh. Look, Lori Wong's with us. Lori, what's up? Whoa! We need to schedule our social distancing appointment. If I don't get it on the calendar, I'll just fade it away. So let's plan for it today. In the comments, we're going to make that happen. All right, so I thought we would start today, Ann Brothers, by giving a quick history of the Cuba Libre, because it does have a history. Would you like to know more?
I totally would. I didn't know it had a history.
Well, now you're going to find out because it's pretty interesting. In my opinion, it's interesting, and that's all that matters. Okay, so can you see the screen? Can you see it?
I
Okay,
can.
good.
I can.
All right, good. All right, so the Cuba Libre, otherwise known as a rum and coke with a lime, but because, this is a super special occasion, Cuba Libre all the way. All right, so here's some things you should know. It's from Cuba. It gained popularity after the Spanish-American War when the term Cuba Libre or Free Cuba became popular amongst United States soldiers in Florida. So there you go. So after the war, Coca-Cola began selling its syrup in Cuba, and specifically 1902. And then as a result of that, the Cuba Libre became a popular staple at the popular Havana, the American Club in Havana. So there you go. It became part of popular culture when a dude named Basil Woon published a book called When It's Cocktail Time in Cuba in 1928, and he featured this drink, and then it sort of was like, whoa, because, Americans were really good at making highball cocktails then anyway. They just needed a mixer. Coke was the mixer. There you go. I brought this in for. Go ahead.
I think it's funny that the Americans were telling to free Cuba, but they just wanted to free Cuba for themselves, not actually have a free Cuba. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah. I mean, where else are you going to put? You got to have, Cuba's just another market, so duh. Free Cuba to spend American dollars, woo! So yes. As far as the recipe, the beauty of the Cuba Libre is that it's stupid easy. So, all right. Now you'll notice I'm using a juice glass because I don't have a traditional highball glass at home because that costs money and I'm not doing that. All right, so you can make it in a short highball glass, which is essentially what I have here, or you can make it in a tall glass. The thing about a tall is that you use the same amount of alcohol, 1 ounce, but if it's a short, you're using 3 to 4 ounces of cola. And if it's a tall, you keep the same amount of alcohol, but you essentially double the amount of mixer. And I don't like to do that with any drink because I think it messes up the nice blend of, you don't want to overwhelm the flavor of the rum. So I prefer a short glass. As far as your recipe, it's 1 ounce of rum. I do prefer the Bacardi Gold, but you can use any rum. Traditional.
I used Castile Gold rum, which was $6.99 at Meijer. It was the cheapest bottle of rum there in the biggest bottle.
Which is exactly, which is one of the reasons that you might make a Cuba Libre, to cut the flavor of that particular.
Exactly.
Now, the good news, Ann, is what we'll do is we'll do a series of rum drinks over the next, I don't know, year. So that way you can go through that bottle of rum, because if you don't know, Ann's not really a drinker. So for her to purchase a bottle of rum, kind of a big deal.
It wasn't like, I have a bottle of tequila I've had since 1997. So
see, there you go. So yeah, so literally we're going to spend like the next 3 months making rum drinks. Okay, so
Awesome.
Lori says, yes, and it's all about giving sugar and tobacco. There we go. Because, you know, Lori, being a social studies teacher, you know exactly what we're talking about. Sugar and tobacco, yeah. And it's still that way. It's still that way. What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about the recipe. Like I said, as far as what mixer, I prefer Coca-Cola. I'm a purist in that respect, mainly because I like Coke more than other colas anyway. And if you want to save calories, of course you can use Diet Coke, but I don't. So there. What else that you should know? What makes a Cuba Libre different from a rum and Coke is the garnish of the lime. That's a big deal. Otherwise, it's just a rum and Coke, and that's boring. So let's talk about the lime, people. And this is one of those things that I'm very passionate about. I know. I'm passionate about lime. The lime wedge versus the lime slice. As far as I'm concerned, in any drink, you should be using the lime wedge. Lime slices are weak. They're difficult to squeeze into a drink. They're lame. I hate them. I didn't mean to get upset. Sorry, you guys. I'm sorry you had to see that. Anyway, you should be using a lime wedge, not a lime slice. We could probably talk all day just about that, but I don't want to bore you as much as I'm already boring you. All right. Anyway, as far as where I got all this excellent information, from the book Cuban Cocktails by Miller and Brown. We're excited in APA format. You're welcome.
I used a tall glass because I got this glass at a yard sale several years ago. It's a Tiki Glass, and I like to be able to use it. And this seemed like a good excuse to use my Tiki Glass, which I know it's not a Tiki drink. But I'm really, when it comes to drinking alcohol, I'm really more about the glassware than I am about the actual booze.
That's fair.
Actually, if it was nacho happy hour.
I remember there was this place in Denver when we lived in Denver. There was this place called Baby Doe's, and Baby Doe's was, remember that place? But they had these outdoor patio fire pits things. And they had a taco bar on Fridays. God, it was amazing. I know. Wasted afternoons and evenings at that. Wasted. Lori says, and the lime wedge should be sliced in the middle so that the bartender doesn't squeeze the juice trying to get it to stay on the rim. That's exactly right. You give it a little cut. That way you can plop it on the rim. This is all about your prep work, people, when you're bartending. If you're having a party, you got to do the little things in order to make the big things amazing. So slice your limes down the middle. Good tip, Lori Worrell. When we get our T-shirts made, you're getting a T-shirt. So as far as the T-shirt thing goes, we are working on a logo. We've agreed to what our logo should be. We have found somebody to help us with that. The T-shirts will be coming sometime in the next 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, delicious Cuba Libres. And like I said, it's one of my favorite drinks just for the sake of ease. It really is. It's easy. You don't have to think about it. A lot of times you have the ingredients at home already, unless you're Ann, who doesn't. But now Ann always has the amazing rum.
I was going to say.
Let me see that bottle. Yeah. Nice. And then you can always use your spice rums. Joan, I think it's funny that like you have your spice rums like Captain Morgan spice rum, and then you have there's Captain Morgan's, there's Admiral something, there's Sailor Jerry. Joe has been wanting to start because like it goes down the shipping order. We got Admirals, we got Captains, we got Sailor Jerry. He wants to have like stowaway rum at like the very bottom of it would be.
I think that's what this is. I think Castillo is Spanish for stowaway.
It is. So it's stowaway rum. which is like the lowest of the low as far as your spiced rum hierarchy goes. Like, yeah. So, Lori is into Sailor Jerry. Why does that not surprise me about you, Worrell? I'm not judging or anything. I'm just saying.
Social studies teachers. What can you say?
I don't know, right?
I know. Exactly.
I shouldn't say anything because I accidentally got a history minor that one time at college. So
everybody has a history minor that one time in college.
I know. It's like I was like trying to graduate. I'm like, well, look at that. Somebody got a history minor. Right on.
Exactly. I can use this for nothing. Unless I'm a teacher.
That's not true, and I can roll through those history categories on Jeopardy. Roll them. So yeah.
No, I agree. I have a lot of useless knowledge for that sort of thing. So
yeah,
thank goodness, because it's really paying the bills.
That was an expensive way to get on Jeopardy. Of course, I haven't been on Jeopardy, and I probably won't. So it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Lori, I'm not surprised you're not a rum snob. Not surprised at all. So look, Joe's home. He's talking to the cat because we talked to Betty like she's a person. So, Joe, we were just talking about your rum hierarchy with your stowaway rum. So, Joe Peters, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, there's a treat for you in the refrigerator.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. My rum hierarchy.
Yeah. Admiral something, Captain Morgan, Sailor Jerry, stowaway.
Scurvy Magoo.
Lori wants us to know that she also teaches geography. That's awesome.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, it is. So
there's a treat for me in the fridge.
Yeah, I just got you some extra Miller. That's all. So
I was hoping it was yummy, like a big bag of pepperoni or something.
We do have a small bag of turkey pepperoni in the refrigerator. So there's also a ton of meat out there too. So I bought some stuff. All right. So the other thing we're going to do today is we are going to do our movie review today. We're just noticing that most people on Saturdays, they're just not available for our movie review Saturday. And we thought it would be a fun thing to do on Friday. And so we're going to do our movie review as well today. And I got to tell you, this movie was interesting. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up on the screen because it's pretty awesome. We believe that, here's one. Gina Caselli says she always pictured me with a dog. I'm having issues. Joe wants a dog a lot. And I'm having issues with that. Because A, I think bringing a dog into a house with two cats is already rough. And B, we have a tiny little house. And I'm not saying dogs aren't awesome. I'm just saying that, they're kind of a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. They poop on stuff. The cats poop in a specific box that I make Duncan take care of, and dogs just poop everywhere.
How is that any different than having a husband?
It's not.
Seriously.
And I've already got one husband. I don't need two.
Exactly. That's exactly it. How many husbands do I need? I've got one more than I really can handle.
Joe's pooping on the road right now. No,
bad Joe.
Bad. Duncan's spirit animal is already a cat wiping his ass across the carpet. So do I really need a dog to do that too?
No, you don't. And honestly, my cats suit me very much. I actually am very much a cat person. So there you go. Now you know that I'm a cat person. I think dogs are awesome.
I think you should have
I do too. I love other people's dogs. In fact, when Duncan and I go on a walk, I take a backpack that has my EpiPen in it and a bunch of dog treats because we have dogs that we give treats to all on our walk. So they're like, sometimes we don't know their names, so we give them names like Captain Cupcake and Scout.
Scurvy Gout, I like it because they're fat.
And sometimes we know their names like Jimmy. So we just have all these dogs. Oh, Gilda. Oh my God. Gilda's hilarious. She's this little wiener dog with long hair, and she just bites. She's never bitten us, but her owner will come out and she's like, "She bites! She bites! Gilda, get back here!" So we give her treats. We love Gilda.
Nice.
So anyway, so I love other people's dogs, and I love dogs that are other people's.
I do. I love our neighbor dogs. We have a new neighbor, and he has a new dog named Addie, and she's what kind of dog is Addie? She's cute. And cousin Matt is telling us that they breed English Springer Spaniels. That's a nice dog too. Such a nice dog. No.
See, I would never have a nice dog like that. I would have some sort of, slightly inbred, happy,
Some sort of
not
happy
very
pound dog.
smart. So exactly, be brown.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and again, the closest I've ever come to having a dog was when I nearly stole a dog from my aunt and uncle's neighbors because they neglected it. They never were home, and that poor dog always came over to my aunt and uncle's to hang out, and she was the nicest dog. She was a Cocker Spaniel, and she was so sweet. Her name was Daisy, and when I moved away from Colorado for the first time in '94, I had considered stealing her, and I didn't. And honestly, I don't have a lot of regrets in my life. I regret not stealing Daisy because we hung out all the time. She basically became my dog because the neighbors were stupid. But I didn't steal her, and I regret that. So now you know. Confession time. Confessions on the Brothers Sisters. All right, what were we talking about? We were talking about our movie review. That's right. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share this out real quick so you can see what Ann and I watched this week. Yeah, it was a doozy. That's right, folks.
It was a doozy.
Ann and I watched a movie this week that's called The Velocipastor, and there you go. Oh, look, Matt says, the breed. Well, yes, it said not all of our 14 dogs are Springers, though. Really interesting. We have a comment from Jim and Tammy. It looks like Tammy Peters. Jim and I want to know if Joe gets his way, what kind of dog would it be? What kind of dog would it be, Joe? He can't hear me. I think he's pooping right now. So sorry. If he's done pooping, I'll let you know. All right. So,
it's like nobody's watching this, and we just say whatever we want.
Well, I would say everything I want because there are some people. There are 7 people watching right now.
There we go.
All right. So we watched a movie. It's on Prime. If you're looking for it, you can find it on Prime. And I got to tell you, you should watch this movie. It's called The Velocipastor, and it is as awesome as it sounds. What would you say, Ann? Is it as awesome as it sounds?
It's more because you're like, is this a misprint? Did they spell it wrong? Did something autocorrect incorrectly? So, yeah, it is. It's amazing what you can do with $35,000.
Yes, that is correct. All right, so. Real quick, what we're going to do is we're just going to show you the trailer of this movie, and then we're going to talk about what you're seeing here. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and show the trailer.
So here's our main character. Oh, yes. Ninja fight. So right now, immediately it's going to be a great movie because 2 white people in their underwear are fighting ninjas in their bedroom. Also, this pastor has an awesome car.
He does. Everything he has is awesome.
So this is a real bad guy, in case you weren't sure. See, and then he turns. So a lot of money spent on special effects.
So much money.
And you yes, he is wearing a dress in this.
He's
scene.
Wearing her dress.
So ninjas and dinosaurs, people. Why wouldn't you want to watch this?
Yeah.
This is so terrible. Oh, lots of montages,
So many montages.
Actually, once you see the trailer, you can't help but watch the movie. It really sells it.
You can't. I think I watch a lot of people dead. So okay, there you go. That is the trailer for what you're in for. So here's some things. Anyway, as you can see, Lisa Shammer enjoys that. Don Dampart said, that's craptastic. You have no idea. Here's some things you should know about this movie. Number one, it's about a priest whose parents get killed in the beginning of the movie. That in itself is freaking hilarious.
Hilarious.
I'm not going to tell you what happens because it was like I had to watch it twice. I'm like, wait, what?
What?
What? So, okay, his parents get killed and he's super distraught. And his priest buddy's like, you should go to find yourself and find Satan and his blah, 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 blah. So he goes to China, which is actually just, I think, his backyard or his mom's backyard. I don't know, the forest. And he encounters a dying ninja who gives him this special claw. He scratches himself with it. And then he has the ability to transform himself into a dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
He teams up with a local hooker to fight crime. He encounters lots of bad guys. Mayhem ensues, and they live happily ever after.
You forgot to mention more ninjas, because there's a lot more ninjas in it.
You're right. I forgot to mention the ninjas, and I also forgot to mention the scene where his priest relives the war, which was
the Vietnam War. It was like, what the hell? What's this doing in this movie?
Okay, so yeah. That scene in itself is worth the price of admission because you're just like, what just happened?
Are we watching another terrible movie? Is there two terrible, a terrible movie folded within another terrible movie?
Yeah, and like Ann said earlier, there are lots of montages. My favorite montage was the love scene montage because then it got all weird and artsy. Like, oh my God.
I'm like, have these people never done it before? Because for somebody who's a professional sex worker, she seems very incapable of guiding him through his first sexual experience.
Yeah, it was nuts. That was bonkers. Jeannie Caselli says it looked like the dinosaurs at the prehistoric forest. Yes, except worse.
Totally did. Except not as nice.
So Dawn said this is craptastic. Chip has retorted by saying it's craptacular. Both of you are absolutely correct. So for those of you that don't know, Ann and I grew up in Southern Michigan, and there used to be this fantastic place in Southern Michigan called the Irish Hills. The Irish Hills is still there because it's kind of this lots of lakes and parks and stuff like that. But they used to have all of these tourist attractions. And one of the tourist attractions was this prehistoric forest with poorly made, poorly constructed paper mache dinosaurs. And so and they were all kind of tucked into the forest. And then you would get on this tram and then you would take you through and they gave you machine guns to shoot the dinosaurs. And then you get off the tram and some sad high school student would talk you through the dinosaurs and what they were, and oh yeah. Anyway, that's where
we had my that's where we had one of my one of my wedding showers was there.
Yes, it was, and it breaks my heart a little bit because the prehistoric forest is gone, and the Twin Towers are essentially gone. They're still there, but they've been essentially disassembled. Stagecoach Stop is gone. Is Mystery Hill still there?
I don't know. I haven't driven through the Irish. It makes me too sad to drive through it because it makes me miss my sweet, sweet youth.
I know. We have Monica says, hookers and ninjas. I mean, really, who needs to fund the police when they'll fight crime for free? Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
This is a quote with, y'all are from college, ain't ya? When one of the high school students was trying desperately to pronounce the names of the dinosaurs and the geologic time periods from which they came, I kept correcting her because
she was wrong.
Because I was from college. So anyway,
yeah, we had a great time. We were obnoxious, but we thought we were hysterical. And you know what? We really were.
We really were. There's no doubt about it. All right, some things that you should know about this movie. Number one, it is terrible. It's absurd, weird, poorly written, and incredibly poorly made. If this movie were a doctor, it would be Dookie Howser, MD, PhD, DBS. That's right. I said it, Dookie Howser. Sorry, cracking myself up on that one.
Can I give my review?
Oh, I put your review on here, but I'll let you do it in person in just a second.
Okay, very good.
But it's hilarious, and I absolutely loved it. It's obviously made by an amateur, and I did a little reading on this dude. His name is Brendan Steer. He made this movie based on a trailer he made for the film class. He scrounged up the $35 from a friend of a family and made this movie on his own. And it looks like it. Don't get me wrong, but good for him for having the chutzpah to go and do something like that.
Living his dream.
He lived his dream. Now, according to my husband, he said about this movie, go ahead, Joe.
My review is 4 words long. Better than Space Force.
Yeah, because Space Force was terrible. So, but it looks like Chip is laughing. Monica is laughing. Chip says, I love the video effects that was missing in the car blowing up. I know, Chip, and that's exactly what we were talking about at the beginning of the movie when his parents die. All it says is video effects. It doesn't show an explosion or anything. I'm like, and that's why I had to rewind. I'm like, wait, what just happened? I'm like, oh, he's telling us there would be an explosion here, but there's not actually an explosion happening.
You would have needed another $35,000.
That is it. If the trailer hadn't told me enough about this movie, that moment told me everything else I needed to know about this movie.
And it was in like the first 4 minutes. So
yes.
Here's the rest thing you need to know.
So the other thing you should know about this movie is that's the dinosaur at the end. They have this big scene where they have like a big fight between the dinosaur. He turns into a dinosaur, and it's just like, oh god, the rubber dinosaur suit. It looks so sad.
Oh,
yeah.
The ninja. I just love the ninjas when they were doing their workout.
Totally. So like they show the ninjas training on a couple different. And the first one you just see these two ninjas just kick. And then when they show up later in the movie, they're just like punch, 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 and that's them training. I'm like, oh.
This movie does not take itself seriously at all.
It does not. And that's one of the things I liked about it. So why you should watch this movie, I genuinely think you should watch this movie. Don't watch it all at once. It's really hard. Watch it in little 10-minute chunks when you need a break from whatever. If you're like your brain, you're thinking too hard about something, watch 10 minutes of this movie. It'll just melt it. So it's hard to stop, though, because once you start watching this movie, you can't stop. The movie itself was only an hour and 10 minutes long, which is good. And to be honest, there are actually some genuinely sly comedic moments on top of the laugh out loud production values. You should also watch it because it's not another freaking Spider-Man movie. And it's better than Space Force.
Still better than Space Force.
Still better.
And I would watch this 100 times before I watched another Spider-Man movie. I'm so tired of Spider-Man. I'm like, how many times can we remake this movie? How many white kids need to be in this movie before we can stop making it?
Yeah. And I frankly I'm so tired of the same. It just feels like everything is a sequel or a superhero movie. Mm-hmm. And so this is kind of a superhero movie, but with dinosaurs. And like I said, it's dinosaurs. So yeah.
And ninjas. Yeah.
Monica, I would agree that poor dinosaur does in fact have osteoporosis. Look at him. Look at this poor thing. Damn, man. Really?
Actually, and I think he has a weight issue. You know, he's a little on the chubby side.
He's a tubby little dinosaur, so you know he's got that going for him.
Eating too many ninjas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's obviously eating too many carbs. So you know that's all I'm saying. But I don't blame him. Carbs are delicious.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Jim just said that I have to stop pooping and answer your question.
Oh, we were talking about. Okay, so you had left. I got to go back to that. Oh, they want to know what dog you would get. So if you could get a dog, what would it be? This is your brother and Tammy. They want to know.
I'd get Biz.
Okay, so one of Joe's coworkers has a dog, and she's a sheepdog, isn't she? She's a Australian Shepherd, isn't she?
Yeah, one of those really smart dogs.
Yeah, she's a super smart dog. She's the nicest dog ever, and her name's Biz, and she is literally the greatest dog I think I've ever seen. So he wants a Biz.
You do not want to get a smart dog. You need to get a dog that is not. You don't want a dog that's smarter than you. You don't want it to figure out how to drive your car away.
And I think Biz could do that if she wasn't just such a laid back dude. I think she would drive Joe. She's a truck dog. So
yeah, I was gonna say Australian sheepdogs are super smart. They will figure it out.
Yes. So anyway, that's all I have to say about the Velocipastor. And do you have anything you'd like to add about the Velocipastor?
Other than that, it was absurd, of course. And anyway, I'd like to talk about the candy I ate while while we watched this movie. And I ate Juicy Fruits. You know, like how they have like soft fruit snacks and packages now that they advertise that are a healthy alternative snack for children. It's really just these. They're just not as soft. So, and they have licorice flavor, which I like. I like a little bit of licorice flavor in my fruit stuff. Not all of it, but, you know, enough to like, oh yeah, it's licorice. Nice. So anyway, that's what I had. It was as, you know, lively and chewy as the movie.
I love it. I went with miniature Charleston chews, and I don't have the box because I ate them all and I forgot to keep the box. And
Oh yeah, Chip says the guy was hot. He was hot. In fact, they have this whole montage of him working out. So
Yes.
he was easy on the eyes.
And he did spend a decent amount of time in his underwear in this movie. So,
He did.
you know, that was okay too.
And he made that little orange dress look so cute.
He did. He really wore that well. So yeah, I would agree. Hot dude.
Hot dude.
Yeah, miniature Charleston chews. And I got to tell you, I know better. They're just disappointing. Charleston Chewies are disappointing unless you can get the strawberry ones, but that's like finding a unicorn and the Holy Grail all at the same time. So, because not everybody carries those. So if you guys know where I can get me a strawberry tray, not the little ones, the big candy bar, like in the old days. So that's what anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, so you should put that in your movie review, Jenny, on why you should watch it. The guy was hot.
Guy was hot. Okay, guy was hot and he was in his underwear a lot. Yes, Chip, I agree. He was working that orange dress. Because I can remember looking at the trailer going, why is he wearing a dress? And then you're like, oh, because he didn't have any clothes, because he saved the hooker in the park and he was naked afterwards, so she gave him a dress. So.
Because, yeah, I mean, and why wouldn't he? You know, it's a good color for him.
Correct. And I would agree with Monica that he did rock the tighty whities, despite the fact that they are tighty whities, and that not everybody can pull those off. So,
not everybody, especially when you're fighting ninjas, because sometimes they can slip or pull in a way that is completely unflattering when you're fighting a ninja. And he made him look good from every angle.
Becky's helping me out. She's telling me that if I go to the world's largest candy store, Becky, is that the big yellow place?
Yeah, we drove by there.
We did.
We did the ice cream place. We did because we were trying to get to ice cream.
That's true. We had goals. We had goals that day, and I do kind of regret that. And I suppose I could still go there, but I just haven't. So
yeah, wait, I'll go with you because I want to go too.
Okay, that's cool. So yeah, Lori says we should go to there, and I'm like, yeah, we should absolutely go to there. So
we should.
Yeah,
we should definitely. I'm all for that. I only make a 12-hour trip to go to the world's biggest candy store.
As you should. You gotta have goals, Ann. And that place is big and yellow, and I love that. So there.
I know, that's why. And I think about it too. I'm like, of all the things we did that trip, that's the one thing we didn't do, and now I'm disappointed with myself.
Don't be disappointed with yourself, Ann. It's don't live in the past. It's okay. So don't do it. Don't do it. No.
All right then.
Okay. So yeah, I think. What do you think, Ann? You think that's it for today?
I think we've done an excellent job. We were smart because we talked about history.
Correct.
And then our history facts were backed up by an actual history teacher.
Thank you, Lori.
And then we were dumb by watching a really dumb movie, and we were fun by talking about the really dumb movie.
Yeah, I think we did everything we needed to do today. And I got to tell you, again, Velocipastor on Prime. You should definitely watch it. Thank you, Chip. It was awesome. And we will not be live tomorrow or Sunday. We got a little bit of video work we're going to do, but we will be back Monday to talk about whatever, because we haven't decided that next week, but we'll talk about that. And Ann Brothers is going back to work in another week. So then, our live broadcast might get broken up a little bit, but we will still have them. So don't you worry. We'll be back with more smart, dumb fun. And yes, there will be t-shirts eventually. And the drink. Yes, that's right. Drinking today, Cuba Libre. That's where the history lesson came from. The Cuba
history
Libre.
History, and not just a history lesson, but also a lesson in how to make it. So, we were very, and then we talked about dogs. I thought,
we got it all.
Probably are tired of us.
I'm sorry that your day was cracked, Monica. We're glad we could make you laugh and just have a nice day. So, crap, not crack. I don't know. Having a crack day is kind of like having a crap day. It depends on how you feel about crack, I guess. And which crack are you talking about? Are you talking about the cocaine crack, or are you talking about butt crack? Neither of them is necessarily a fun thing. So I think you can use those two words interchangeably. Yep. Cool. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead and call it a day. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We had a great time bringing you fun stuff and important world events like the Cuba Libre and Velocipastor. Have a great day, you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Monica's peeing.